Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our webinar. I am HANINA, the moderator of our webinar today. Today we have three panelists with us, which are Coach Hamzan, Miss Aisha, a lecturer from OPSI, and last but not least, our track and field athlete, Mr. FIRDAUS. Good afternoon, and how are you guys doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
I'm good, thank you.
I'm fine, thank you for asking.
That's great. Today, our panelists are going to discuss with me regarding our topic, which is Malaysia's sports development on the right path? Malaysia has introduced SUKMA, the Malaysian Games, which is a national level sports event. SUKMA is a multi-sports competition with the concept of mini Olympics game in Malaysia which involve young athletes. SUKMA is held annually to unearth the talent of youth athletes at the state and district levels to encourage in-depth participation in the sports competitions. However, with all these efforts, based on the experience of past competitions such as Olympics and Sukan SEA Games, the achievement of Malaysian athletes are less outstanding compared to athletes from other countries, such as China, for example, where they always earn medals and top in the first place in almost every sport they participated in. Therefore, I would like to ask the opinion of Coach Hafizan. Is the development of sport in our country is on the right path?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh, and good afternoon, everyone. First, I would like to say thank you to our moderator, and of course, thank you for having me today. Yes, I strongly agree that sports development here in Malaysia is on the right path. The reason I said that it is because some sports excel in international level. When I say international level, we have to understand that it is not only focusing on the SEA Games, Commonwealth Games, or ASEAN Games, but we also have to look up on our Olympics achievements. The Olympics is the biggest deal for our athletes all over the world. More than 200 countries participated and sent their athletes to fight for the gold medals. A small and developing countries like Malaysia has to be proud of our athletes because they also can participate, and even some of them managed to get medals in Olympic Games. Sports like badminton, diving, and cycling are very successful in the Olympics. Our best appearance is in the Rio 2016, which is everyone knows, where Malaysia got 4 silver and 1 bronze medal. 3 of the 4 silver medals are contributed by our badminton athletes, which is in mixed doubles, men's doubles, and men's singles. Thanks to our badminton legend, Dato' Lee Chong Wei, he never missed contributing a medal in 3 editions of the Olympics. 3 edition, 3 medal, which is so incredible, so insane, so unbeatable. The other silver medals is from our diving divas, which is from Cheong Jun Hong and Pandalila Rinong in 10 meters women synchronized. And the bronze medal is from our cycling men's kirin, our pocket man, Dato' Azizul Hasni Awang, also got silver medal in the Tokyo 2020 edition. So, hopefully, Dato' Azizul Hasni Awang can make another appearance, make another comeback, and go for the gold in the next Olympic at Paris 2024 soon. Maybe we still didn't have luck to get a gold medal in the Olympics, but all I can say that our athletes always bring their best to make the nation proud. I'm very proud of our athletes, and without the sacrifices, we won't see our Jalur Gemilang flutter in the eyes of the world. And yes, our Malaysia sports development is in the right path.
That's true, Coach Hafizan. I still remember the glory moments when our men double badminton athletes, Aaron Chia and Soh Woo Ye, won the bronze medal in the Olympics at Tokyo last year. It was very overwhelming and I feel proud to be a Malaysian. And thank you so much for such a very clear and concise opinion, Coach Hafizan. And how about you, Miss Aisha, our second panelist? Do you agree with Coach Hafizan?
Okay, Thank you to our moderator. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon, everyone. Yes, I agree with Coach Hafizan. In my opinion, our sports development is on the right path because of a few factors, and one of it is that we have been exposed to sports and recreation ever since we are in primary, secondary, and even until now, college as well as university. For example, the schools will hold annual sports events like the District School Sports Council, or we call it as MSSD, MSSM, and MSSS. So the school also obligate the students to participate in sports co-curricular activities that not only give better fitness to students, it can also develop a sense of sportsmanship, leadership, and competitive spirit. And while in university, we also have the sports competition among Malaysian University, which is, I think, it's just around the corner. We call it Sukip. And for example, we have Iza Amzan. She's a rhythmic gymnast athlete that has participated in this field since she was in primary school. And she won a gold medal in the SEA Games in the Philippines in 2019. And because of that, we can see the potential and talent that can be improved or enhanced among our students. That's all from me.
Thank you, Ms. Aisha. I do agree with you. Back in school, I was a volleyball athlete representing the school at the district level. It was very exhausting, but it was the most fun memory that I ever had. So now let's listen to the opinion from our athlete, Mr. Firdaus. Do you agree or disagree with the opinion from our previous panelist?
Firstly, I would like to thank the moderator for giving me the opportunity to speak today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon to our lecturer, Madam Christina, the audience and other panelists. In my opinion, Malaysian sports are not on the right path. This is because we do not have talented national liners who can replace existing athletes. Malaysia is too expectant of the existing athletes and less polishing of the country's young talents. For example, in the sport of badminton, we can see that Dato' Lim Chung Wei and Lee Zijia play in all tournaments, no matter whether big or small. Recently, we were shocked by the issue where Lee Zijia left the Badminton Association of Malaysia (BAM) due to being overly stressed with such a tight match schedules. With that, it is clear that we don't have backup athletes, so the existing athletes have to get involved with all the tournaments. Next, from my point of view as an athlete, is the lack of quality of facilities in my place. I see a lot of sports that lack facilities like track cycling, gymnastics, ice hockey, fencing, and more. Such sports are less focused to be provided with adequate and also quality facilities. Some of them had to trade abroad, such as Australia, France, Italy, and others, due to them being able to train fully.
I see that your opinion is contra compared to Coach Hafizan and Miss Aisha. So what are your suggestions for resolving this issue?
In my opinion, young liners should be involved in small tournaments. This is because they can build confidence in themselves. With that, they will be more courageous to play in the next match. In addition, they can gain experience at a young age and be able to use that experience in the future. They will be able to learn from the mistakes that they make and improve on them to become stronger athletes. When they have enough experience and talents, they can put into big tournaments to challenge their abilities at young age. This will be an advantage to them and also the country, as well as we will have young athletes who will be able to compete with other well-known and talented athletes. I also believe with this, the country's young athletes will be able to become strong athletes and also be able to make the country's name on the world stage. Next, as an athlete, I hope that the Malaysian government can provide adequate facilities for sports that lack facilities. The Malaysian government does not need to provide quality facilities like other big countries, as mentioned by panel 1, Coach Hafizan, namely China, Japan, England, and many more. But it is enough to provide adequate facilities. It is more than enough for our national athletes. With that, they don't have to go to another country and have to stay away from their family just to practice. This will be able to motivate our athletes as well as give their full ability to make Malaysia proud. That's all from me. I pass back to our moderator, Miss Hanina. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Firdaus. Now I realize that it really does make sense. And now back to Coach Hafizan. Do you have any other improvement suggestions for the development of nation sports?
Um, I believe that our athletes have done their very best. Maybe it's still not the right time, not the right place for Malaysia. Other sports like gymnastic, archery, and sailing are also on the potential sports. And hockey also. Our hockey got entered the World Hockey Games. So it is it is because we can see that our gymnasts, actors, hockey players, and sailors athletes got medals in Asian Games and Commonwealth Games, which are also one of the toughest competition in the world, competing in line against these big countries like China, Japan, or even England and Australia are something that we must be proud of. Maybe we have to polish a little bit when it comes to the Olympic Games. So government have to devise strategic and efficient ways to create powerful and competitive athletes comparable to developed countries. So I believe sooner or later we can get our first gold medal in the Olympics, and I hope it can it can open many doors for our younger generation, for our younger generation that have the ambition to be an athlete. You have to work hard and believe in yourself. Maybe it sounds so cliche for me that consistency is the key. If you have a strong mind and clear vision, then one day you also can make Malaysia proud. Trust me.
Thank you, Coach Hafizan. I couldn't agree more with you. And last but not least, any last words and hope for Malaysian sport from our panel too, Miss Aisha?
Alright, last words from me. I believe that Malaysia and our athletes have the potential to shine more with the help of our government in terms of financial and social support. The government should really pay more attention to our young athletes as a form of motivation. And not only that, the athletes should be given attention in terms of athletic performance, post-injury care, and mental well-being with the help of the sports psychologist. And last but not least, the government should provide schools and other recreational parks with more sports equipment such as swimming pools, hockey courts, and maybe enhance it with the traditional sports like sepak takraw courts and gasing. I really hope that one day our country can prove to the world that we have high quality athletes and we are good at every sport, not only the famous ones. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Aisha, for those impressive words. In conclusion, I believe that the development of nation sports have been on the right path. However, there are still many improvements that need to be made, such as upgrading the existing facilities and also exposing the youth to other sports. Um, this will help to ensure Malaysia's position is on par with other countries. Therefore, I hope that all nations cultivate the spirit of sports and together help Malaysia achieve excellence in sports. Many thanks to our panelists and attendees for attending and sharing their opinion at this webinar. Therefore, I would like to end this webinar with Assalamualaikum and goodbye.
Thank you, Ms. Moderator. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ladies and
Everyone.
gentlemen, for your performance. Take care.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, madam.